Testing 1, 2, 3. Check, check.
Hey, Nina.
Yeah.
You mind if I play something for you?
No, not at all.
Hey.
Check 1 2. Check 1 2. Check 1 2. Check 1 2.
Please rise for the processional Pomp and Circumstances by Edward Elgar, provided by Minnesota Orchestra, and remain standing for the playing of the national anthem. Please remain standing, and gentlemen, remove your caps for the playing of the national anthem. Please be seated. Before we begin, I'd like to announce that each graduate will receive a gift. This gift is a photo of them receiving their diploma. Given this, and to ensure that each graduate receives a quality photo of them receiving their diploma, we have asked for the assistance of a photographer. These portraits will be posted on the Class of 2020 Facebook page, so parents, you don't have to worry about getting in position for that perfect shot. Instead, sit back and enjoy the ceremony. Seated before me is the class of 2020, a class that has seen good times and bad, success and failure, tranquility and strife. Through all of this, they have finally arrived to this point in time, their first big step into the adult world, graduation. But let's not forget all those who have helped them to get to this point. With this in mind, let's give thanks to the bus drivers who safely brought them to school. Let's give thanks to the teachers who prepared, presented, and evaluated the lessons. Let's give thanks to the custodial maintenance team who works endlessly to keep our school in working order. Let's give thanks to the paraprofessional aides who provide the extra help when needed. Let's give thanks to the gals in the kitchen who kept us fed. Let's give thanks to Nancy in the library who keeps our media center and equipment in working order. Let's give thanks to the secretaries who perform the endless amount of logistical tasks. Let's give thanks to our coaches who taught lifelong lessons. Let's give thanks to our technology department wasn't for their work, we would not be able to live stream or have the sound system as we have today. Let's give thanks to the Board of Education who makes the tough decisions. And finally, most importantly, let's give thanks to the parents, step-parents, grandparents, foster parents, aunts, uncles, siblings, and all family members who supported their students through thick and thin. If it were not for the efforts of all these people, this day would not be possible. "103 years ago today, on June 27th, 1917, the American Expeditionary Force landed in France, marking the entrance of American combat troops into the First World War. For all those who have served or planning on serving the armed forces, please stand to be recognized. Thank you for your service. Seniors audition to give the commencement address at Gobles High School graduation ceremonies. I would like to introduce this year's member of the Gobles 2020 graduating class selected to give the commencement address, Gavin Baer. Come on up, Gavin.
Well, hello. So this is it. We're all finally here. We're finally graduating. Despite quarantine and the best senior skip day of all time, we made it. We're here because we worked for it. We spent the past 13 years working towards today, and now it's finally here. Looking back, we've all got stories. Winning games, scoring high on the papers we wrote the night before they were due. All of us have been kicked out of Miss Westcott's class at least once. And a million others that we can look back on and laugh about. All of those stories have led us to today. This is the last time that we sit outside the school as students. I don't know about the rest of you, but I almost wish it wasn't today. Don't get me wrong, I'm happy to be done with high school, and I can't wait to get out into the world, but after today, I'm not a high schooler anymore. And to quote the great band AJR, I'm kind of scared of graduation, because who am I when this is done? I want to be next up forever, so the best is always yet to come. I've spent most of my time in school wishing that it was over, that I could be done with it and move on with my life. And now that it's here, I don't want it to be over. So fellow members of the class of 2020, also called the class of the quarantined, let's not take our lives too fast. Let's live and be happy with what we have right now. Let's make sure that high school isn't the end of us. We need to leave our mark on the world and show everyone that it'll take more than a global pandemic to make us quit. Most of us were born into a world of chaos following 9/11. And now we're graduating amidst a world of chaos with this outbreak. The class of 2020 has been faced with disaster our entire lives, and yet we continue onward. We press forward despite everything that the world has thrown at us. The important question is, where do we go from here? For some of us, the answer is college. For others, it's the trades. Some of us are going to go straight into the workforce or the military. But it doesn't matter where we go next. What matters is how we get there. Let's make sure that when we're all old and cranky, that we don't look back and think that high school was the best part of our lives. Let's keep living life to the fullest and make the best of each day the worst of the next. Let's be next up forever, so there's always something to look forward to. For each of us, it's different. Not a single one of us has the same next up as anyone else. And don't be intimidated by that. Be inspired. Live your dream, because no one else is going to do it for you. So my parting words for the class of 2019 plus one, be next up forever, and always be reaching for the next big goal, no matter how distant it seems.
Thank you, Gavin. The Latin phrase cum laude means with merit or with praise. And every year at commencement, we recognize and give praise to those students graduating from Gobles High School with honors. These students have earned the distinction of cum laude, magna cum laude, or summa cum laude by working at the highest levels of excellence while attending Gobles High School. Cum laude graduates are those students who are graduating from Gobles High School with a cumulative grade point average of 3.0 to 3.49. I will read the names of the students and ask them to stand and remain standing until all names have been read. I will ask you to hold your applause until all names have been read. Students graduating cum laude are Alex James Terrell, Brady Patrick Burnell, Nicole Lynn Marie Hatton, Brady Adam Dembensky, Esmeralda Ramos Martinez, Jackson G. David Rummery, Elena Marie Lee, Gavin Lowell Bear, Caleb Michael Brady, Christiana Grace Ardeen Hunt, Tessa May Wheaton, Annika Abigail Brunner, Faith Alexa Sweet. Congratulations. Please be seated. Magna cum laude means with great praise. The distinguishes students who have completed the high school careers with a cumulative grade point average between 3.5 and 3.74. Once again, I will read the names of the students and ask them to stand and remain standing until all names have been read. I ask you to hold your applause until all names have been read. Students graduating magna cum laude are Kathleen Ann Leftwich, Joseph Scott Miller. Abigail Rose Tinkler. Thank you, and well done. You may be seated. Summa cum laude translates to with highest praise. And this distinction is given to students who graduate with cumulative grade point averages of 3.75 and higher, including students with a perfect 4.0 GPA. One last time, I will read the names of the students and ask them to stand and remain standing until all names have been read. I ask you to please hold your applause until all names have been read. Students graduating summa cum laude are Connor Matthew Bushkowski, Libby Elaine Nason, James Earl Owen, Cesar David Martinez, Brelyn Marie Lazowski, Courtney Ray Winnie. Thank you. Thank you. You can be seated. 3 summa cum laude students are graduating this year with additional distinction. This year we have a valedictorian and 2 salutatorians. As I call your name, please rise to be recognized. Graduating as salutatorians of the class of 2020 are Libby Elaine Nason and James Earl Owen. Well done. You may be seated. And graduating as the valedictorian of the class of 2020 is Connor Matthew Bushkowski. Well done. I'd like to say congratulations to all the honor students. You have truly proven yourself, and thank you. As a senior class advisor, you spent a lot of time with seniors, advising them, listening to their concerns, representing them to the administration, holding their hands and guiding them through the turmoils of the senior year, especially this year. At this time, I would like to invite Senior Class Advisor, Ms. Veronica Peterson, to the podium to give the class advisor's final message, her final words of wisdom and insights to the class of 2020. Ms. Peterson.
All right. Don't cry, don't cry, don't cry, don't cry. Okay. So, guys, it's been a while since the senior year has been given some good news. And when I was asked here to speak today, I thought long and hard about what it was that I wanted to say to you since we missed out on so much together this year. So, with the risk of sounding cheesy, I thought I would leave you with a few words of good news. So today is the day you all have either been loathing or waiting for each day as you walk through the doors at 7:40 each morning, or 8:10 if you took America at War with me. Today is the day that you get to become part of so much more than you ever dreamed of. And today is the day you place a cap upon your head and a robe upon your shoulders and take the last steps as an adolescent and your first steps as an adult member of society. And today is the day that good news is plentiful, well-deserving, and yours. So here it is, the good news I promised. You're all beginning a chapter of your life that is beautifully blank, sparse in instruction, free of error, and gracefully waiting for you to decide what to write. There is no judgment, no expectation that has not been reached, no next step that everyone is supposed to be at that you cannot be part of because you missed an assignment or of an attendance issue. This chapter, this next step, is what you make of it. It is yours to compose, and not because I am the one assigning it to you. So I challenge you to see the beauty in not knowing what this chapter will be like completely. I know that some of you have very meticulously drafted out your outline of what is to come. I know that even then, though, there will be some blank spaces that need to be filled. For those of you who haven't sat down to pen what you will do from this point on, enjoy every experience that brings you that much closer to figuring it out. It'll be fun. I challenge you to take this good news of an undefined future and run with it. Make choices that mean something to you each day. Reinvent yourself, or be faithful to that self you are so proud of inside. But whatever it is that you choose to do, and whatever you may create in this next chapter, do so knowing that there are people that have tremendous faith in you, and I am one of them. I can't wait to read what you will write, and I can't wait to see the social media posts of accomplishment and vitality. The book this class will compose after each individual chapter is written will be one of change, definite change, kindness, ambition, and promise. I hope I have personally helped you prepare in some way to write this masterful epilogue to your high school experience. And if I have not, I genuinely apologize for those shortcomings, for you have all truly blessed me in numerous ways. It has been my pleasure to learn with you and laugh with you and watch you grow as people. So as you begin to prepare to write your next chapters, you know I love a good quote, so I leave you with one of my favorite. 20 years from now, you will be more disappointed by the things you didn't do than by the ones you did do. So throw off the bowlines, sail away from the safe harbor, catch the trade winds in your sails, explore, dream, and discover. Mark Twain. I hope his words help you write the next chapter in your book of life. Congratulations, everybody. Thank you so much for a great year.
Now comes the time which everybody's been waiting for. We're going to have Ms. Peterson come back up here, and we'll go on with the presentation of the diplomas.
Oops. The highlight of all graduation programs is the presentation of diplomas. Through their efforts, these students have earned the right to join the ranks of high school graduates, and for the rest of their lives will be recognized for having achieved this level of education as they move on to whatever goals and opportunities await the next. They have worked very hard and waited a long time for this special moment. With the assistance of Principal Tommy Saylor, we would like to ask the students receiving a certificate of completion or a diploma to please step forward as each name is called. Caleb Michael Brady, cum laude, Principal's Honor Roll, National Honor Society, Clyde Crawford, Male Athlete of the Year, Leo Hunt Scholarship Recipient, Glenn Osborne Memorial Scholarship Recipient, Derek Jackson Memorial Scholarship, Most Outstanding, English 12, Iron Tiger. Annika Abigail Bruner, cum laude, Principal's Honor Roll, National Honor Society, Cosmetology Student of the Year, Most Outstanding, English 12, Most Outstanding, America at War. Connor Matthew Buchkowski, Valedictorian, summa cum laude, Principal's Honor Roll, National Honor Society, Leslie R. Ayers Memorial Scholarship Recipient, Chad Ferry Memorial Scholarship Recipient, Eligible for the Michigan Competitive Scholarship with an SAT of 1350. Hope Merit Scholarship, Most Outstanding Physics, Most Outstanding AP Calculus, Most Outstanding Online Learning. Brady Patrick Burnell. Cum laude, Principal's Honor Roll. Justin Michael sorry.
Wait till they're here.
Yep. I forgot about the water. Justin Michael Joseph Chilla. Brady Adam Dembinski, cum laude, Principal's Honor Roll. Michael Lawrence Pfeiffer. Most Improved Personal Finance. Jade Glasgow. Oh, I said that wrong, right? Sorry, Courtney. Jasmine Sky Glasgow. Thank you. Zachary James Hall. Brandon Philip Heising. Christiana Grace Ardeen Hunt. Cum laude, National Honor Society. Glenn Osborne Memorial Scholarship recipient, Derek Jackson Memorial Scholarship, Iron Tiger. Trevor Davis King. Lauren Nicole Krieger. Most Outstanding Art 4. Alana Marie Lee, cum laude, National Tech Honor Society, Principal's Honor Roll, perfect attendance. Most outstanding online learning. Brelin Marie Lazowski, summa cum laude, Principal's Honor Roll, National Honor Society, Mary Tomilo Memorial Scholarship recipient, Perigo Scholarship recipient, Most Outstanding Biomedical Innovations. Cesar David Martinez, summa cum laude, Principal's Honor Roll, Michigan Seal of Biliteracy Certificate of Proficiency, Leslie R. Ayers Memorial Scholarship recipient, Jacob Boss Memorial Scholarship recipient, eligible for Michigan Competitive Scholarship Calculus, most out. Amy Anadina May. Orion John McDonald. Danielle Renee McPike. Joseph Scott Miller. Magna cum laude, Principal's Honor Roll, recipient of the John Philip Sousa Award recognizing superior musicianship and outstanding dedication, Brendan Baker Compassion Scholarship, eligible for the Michigan Competitive Scholarship with SAT 1290, most outstanding AP U.S. History, most outstanding personal finance. Laura Jean Munn. Connor Raymond Myers. Principal's Honor Roll, Most Improved Art 3. Libby Elaine Nason. Co-salutatorian, summa cum laude, Principal's Honor Roll, National Honor Society. Kelly Benya, Female Athlete of the Year. Leo Hunt, Scholarship recipient. LMC Board of Trustees Scholarship recipient. Red Cross Scholarship recipient. Most Outstanding Biomedical Innovations. Most Outstanding AP English. SAC Scholar Athlete 2020, Iron Tiger. James Earl Owen. Co-salutatorian, summa cum laude. Principal's honor roll, most outstanding drama. Esmeralda Ramos Martinez. Cum laude, National Tech Honor Society. Principal's honor roll. Culinary Arts and Catering Student of the Year. Michigan Seal of Biliteracy Certificate of Proficiency. Most Outstanding Online Learning. Jackson G. David Rumry. Cum laude, Principal's Honor Roll, National Honor Society, Most Outstanding English 12. At war. Faith Alexa Sweet. Cum laude, Principal's Honor Roll, National Honor Society, Elementary Parents Club Scholarship recipient, Brendan Baker Compassion Scholarship recipient, Most Improved AP English, Most Outstanding Online Learning. Hunter A. Tembuskin. Abigail Rose Tinkler. Magna cum laude. Principal's Honor Roll. National Honor Society. Elementary Parents Club Scholarship recipient. SAC Scholar Athlete 2020. Most Outstanding English 12. Alex James Terrell. Cum laude, eligible for the Michigan Competitive Scholarship with an SAT of 1310. Hunter Chase Underwood. Tessa May Wheaton. Cum laude, Principal's Honor Roll, National Honor Society, Most Outstanding, Art 1, Most Improved English, Most Improved AP English, Most Outstanding America at War. Tony James Wilkins. Don't forget that. Courtney Ray Winnie. Summa cum laude, Principal's Honor Roll, National Honor Society, Kenneth Zantello Memorial Scholarship recipient. Most Outstanding, Art 4. Most Outstanding Biomedical Innovations. Graduates, please stand. You may now move your tassel from the right side of your cap to the left side of your cap, indicating the transition from senior to graduate. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to present to you the 127th graduating class from Gobles High School, the graduating class of 2020. Graduates, please be seated. At this time, I would like to invite Mr. Saylor to return to the podium to give the principal's final message.
Thank you, Ms. Peterson. And from henceforth, I can no longer call you guys sitting out there seniors or students, because now I have to call you graduates. All I can say is, wow, it's been quite a year for the class of 2020. We started in the fall with EEE. You guys remember that? Moved quickly into the coronavirus epidemic in the winter. But by spring, it was COVID-19 pandemic, followed quickly by a complete shutdown and closure of our society. Social distancing, masks, a shortage of toilet paper, and that one really hurt. Job loss, dams bursting up north, killer hornets on their way and riding in the streets. It's been a year. It seems as if nothing has gone as planned. We couldn't even get graduation pulled off last night. But hey, that's life. In life, nothing ever goes as planned. Never, ever goes as planned. Once we all sat in those seats where you're sitting right now, and we had plans. But I'm willing to bet that if you talk to almost any one of us, or most of us, they'll tell you that things didn't turn out as planned. It's not a bad thing. It's just the way life is. We had our time, and now it's your time. In our time, we got many things right. We had our victories. But we also got many things wrong. So you guys, fix it. We hand to you an imperfect world. Fix it. We poured into you our absolute best. We gave you everything we had in hopes of this day. In hopes that you will be able to go off into the world and fix what we got wrong. So fix it. Make the world a better place for your kids, for the next generation of Americans. Just simply fix it. But as you go off into the world, don't ever forget who you are and from whence you came.
Hi. Alright, the senior class this year will adhere to social distancing and will not. Instead, Mrs. Peterson will drop off a personalized gift basket to your preferred location next week by the senior class. Starting off with these amazing awards, we would like to present Wendy Jackson with the Biggest Helper Award. She will be receiving this award because she has been a consistent helper with setting up and planning events. The next award will be given to a special individual who has showed much support to all of the Gobles athletic teams. You would see his smiling face and hear his chants from the front row of the bleachers. We would like to present Richard King with the Biggest Fan Award. This next award is to someone who started off teaching us in elementary and later became a mentor for us in high school. This individual has guided us in the right way for not only graduating, but for life outside of high school. We would like to present Kelly Lyons with a Guidance Award. Last but not least, we would like to recognize a band mom. She has provided not only her love for music, but her time for band and our class. Whenever we needed a chaperone for either a dance, to which we never fully got, or a field trip, or setting up and giving rides to band events, Tina Grivis has been there through it all. The class would like to present Tina with the Most Outgoing Band Mom and Class Supporter Award. Tina's not the only mom receiving an award tonight. The senior class would like to give an award to each grad bash mom due to all that you've done throughout this entire pandemic and helping us have a graduation and a senior year to remember. Thank you.
Thank you, Jenna. Before we go on to the farewell, I do want to mention one more person. That is somebody who has worked for the last several months, hours beyond hours, worked out of their minds to try to make this day possible for these seniors. Someone who came in my office, often pounding on my desk, sometimes in tears, sometimes begging. A person that has advocated for these seniors, worked endless nights. Just the other day, she was up to midnight sending the emails out and attachments. I think that person deserves a tremendous amount of recognition and praise. And that's Ms. Veronica Peterson. For the farewell, I would like to introduce Ms. Libby Nason, who will give the farewell address. Libby?
On the clipboard.
Okay. Hello, everyone. I'm Libby Nason. With a class of about 50 students, I would hope you all know who I am by now, but if not, then hello, I'm Libby Nason, and I've been going here since kindergarten. But to the families and friends of these amazing people before me, I would just like to formally introduce myself and say thank you for attending this ceremony in whatever manner you may be, and for supporting our class through this long and tough COVID business. I would be remiss if I addressed the class of 2020 without remembering a classmate that is no longer with us. Leah Heiser was a proud member of the band and contributed greatly to the arts. She was the sweetest girl you could ever get the chance to meet and meant a tremendous amount to many people. She touched multitudes of lives in her short time here on earth, and I am truly saddened that she is not able to graduate with us all today. I would hope that in all we can do, we remember Leah and keep her memory alive. Sometimes you'll never know the value of a moment until it becomes a memory. At the time we voted for this class quote, it was about mid-February, and life was pretty good for us seniors, as far as normality goes. But looking at where the world is at right now, and not specifically our class, this one sentence is more appropriate for all of our circumstances than anyone could have guessed. Because of the misfortune we have had our last semester of our entire senior career, high school career, I would like to reflect on all of the good we have experienced together. Let's start by taking a flashback to the prime year of 2007, our first day of kindergarten. In the 6 years we were in the elementary building, we would experience the excitement of picking out the perfect outfit for picture day, or the enthusiasm we felt blurting out Christmas carols for our yearly Christmas program, gush about our grandmas and grandpas for Grandparents' Day, and relish in the feeling of being grown up enough to buy gifts for our family at the Christmas shop every December, with our parents' money, of course. Perhaps the most memorable activity of our adolescent lives was the day of track and field, aka the birth of our grade's undying competitiveness. Let's reflect back to the year of 2013, our first day of middle school. We were just thrown into the middle high school building at the ages of 11 and 12, being the first 6th grade class to be part of the big kids building. I can remember being absolutely terrified, but was fortunate enough to have my older sister by my side through the 3 years leading up to high school. We suffered the great loss of a friend, peer, and classmate in 7th grade, but we depended upon each other to help us move on from such a severe loss at a tender age. 2016, our first day of high school. The final stretch. From homecoming lunch competitions, muddy games, and tug of war, to formals, prom, singular, and watching Mr. O'Neill absolutely ball out in the student versus staff basketball game, our class became extremely involved in each other's lives. 2019, the first day of senior year. The most anticipated and exciting school year of our lives. Senioritis set early for most, me included, but more importantly, everyone was excited to experience all of our last together. Our first last practices, our first last pep assembly, our first last football and basketball homecoming games, our first last day of school, the list goes on and on. But despite all of the good, the bad must also be acknowledged to be able to appreciate the better moments. Our senior year was nothing short of extraordinary. Some may even go as far as cursed. Our first encounter of bad fate was the whole Triple E situation. We shook it off and moved on with our year because it was just that, our year. Nothing can take that away from us, not even mosquitoes. We supported our classmate, teammate, friend, and brother through a devastating injury. We supported another with the loss of their dad. More bad and more good happened in these months leading up to March 13th, 2020, our last day of senior year. I know for me, I was over the moon about getting a 4-week spring break. But that soon turned into a 5-week spring break and then a 6-week, and then there was talk about school closing for the rest of the year. When that news broke, all I could think about was that everything we seniors had worked so hard for had been taken away. I vaguely remember the last day. It was an easier day, you know the ones, when you'd walk into Miss P's room and she'd have Netflix on, or even a work day in Mr. Woods' class. I didn't get the chance to appreciate the last time we would all eat lunch together, the last time I would be sitting in a classroom with all of my friends, or the last time I would walk out of the doors as a student. More importantly, I did not get to say goodbye to everyone that made me into who I am today. We did not get to experience the euphoria of walking the halls our very last day in our cap and gowns, with the entire school recognizing us for all that we have done. We did not get our last spring sport. I did not get to play my last season of softball with my best friend since kindergarten. We didn't get our senior breakfast, senior prank, awards night, baccalaureate, senior trip, grad bash, NHS ceremony, prom, or most importantly, bragging rights to the underclassmen for getting out almost a month earlier than them. But let's return to our class quote for a minute. Sometimes you'll never know the value of a moment until it becomes a memory. So, to our 13-year-old freshman selves, our senior year may not have gone the way we dreamt about, but we will never forget it. We can look back at everything we persevered and be proud that we made it. Oops. We are blessed to be able to look back at the time one of the Watson twins flung a pineapple onto the ceiling of the elementary lunchroom and it still being there to this day. Or being able to remember the absolute resentment we felt when they sold the merry-go-round for a volume stoplight. Or remembering the joy we had as 9-year-olds when they would roll the TV cart into the lunchroom on a rainy day. Regardless of how our final year at Gobles High School ended, this hapless conclusion to our adolescent lives have certainly taught me a thing or two. All I ask as my final request to you, my classmates, is to take in a few pieces of information that I have been thinking about a lot recently. First, never take your time with anyone for granted. Whether it's one person or 50, you will never know when you will get to see them one last time. You will never know when you will get to give them a hug, complain, or laugh with them. You'll never know when you will make your last memory with the ones you hold closest to you. Second, relish every moment that you can, even the moments that are seemingly impossible to get through, like coming to school at 8 in the morning, 5 days a week. Okay. Savor the moments that bring you happiness, joy, and excitement. Appreciate the life that has been gifted to you by our Creator. Enjoy the times that are filled with laughter and serenity. Finally, regret nothing and learn from everything. Look on the bright side of all situations and don't take everything so seriously. Have fun and live your life in a way that makes you feel satisfied. Make decisions that set you up for a bright future, and if you make a choice that may jeopardize that, like most of us have or will do, learn from your mistakes and apply that to future situations. The good news is we are only 18 and 19 years old. We are just now stepping into the real world where knowledge truly is power. And I'm not talking about book knowledge, I'm talking about knowledge gained from experience. And with all of the experiences our class has been through, I think we all do just fine in the adult world. In closing, I would just like to say thank you on the behalf of the entire class of 2020. Thank you to the teachers, coaches, and staff for making our Gobles experience what it was. Thank you to our parents, siblings, aunts, uncles, and grandparents for being our support system. Thank you to the local business owners and those that aren't related to any of us that continue to show your pride and Gobles spirit for our class through this tough time. You are all so appreciated more than you may know. Finally, I would personally like to say thank you to my class. Thank you to my friends for being by my side. Thank you for supporting me in all of my endeavors, whatever they are, and for pushing me to be the best athlete, student, and person I could be. Thank you for showing me love when I need it the most, and always listening to me talk about the hours of homework I swear I'm not going to do, but end up doing anyway, complaining the whole time, of course. Thank you to my classmates for listening to my random tangents in class, and always reminding me that if I pull the e-brake, my engine will not fall out of my car. And to those who were always too nice to comment on my shortcomings, thank you. That kindness will never be forgotten. So, for the final time, I would like to say thank you to the graduating class of 2020. It has been a true blessing to spend these long 13 years with every single one of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Libby. Not sure about the e-brake part, but please rise for the recessional. I'd like to thank everybody for coming out here today, and please have a very safe trip home. Thank you.